Hi everyone, what is up? It is Avery and welcome to Teendom Talk Show, the talk show for the kids, the teens, and everyone in between. I hope that you all have had a absolutely fantastic week. I also hope that you had an amazing last week because last week we did not have an episode considering it was my spring break. I know that some people may be on spring break right now and other people may have been on spring break like weeks and weeks and weeks ago. But whenever your spring break is, I hope that you have or had a very, very, very good one. And today is also a very special day. Happy Earth Day. Remember to always make sure to take care of the earth. It is our one home, the one home that we all reside on. If we have one thing in common on this planet, it is that we all live on earth. So make sure to take care of it, which means recycling, doing all that jazz, just anything that you can do to make sure that we protect the environment that we live in, because it's the only place that we have to live and we want to make sure to take care of it just like how we would take care of ourselves. So make sure to do that and celebrate Earth Day every day. But that's also very exciting because it's Earth Day. And who does not love the earth? I love the earth. Do you guys love the earth? I love the earth. So make sure to remember that. Today, we have a very, 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 very special guest, and I'm so excited to have her on because I fell in love with her story. I saw her actually on my For You page on TikTok. I was just scrolling and I learned about her amazing book, Jonah. I learned that she is 17 years old in her senior year and has published her book by herself. It is on Amazon, on Barnes and Noble, on Apple Books. It's so awesome and exciting. And I'm just so excited to have on the author, Trinity Davis. I am so excited to have Trinity on. It also will be my very first time meeting her. So I am a little bit excited. I'm trying to show my professionalism. And this is her. I'm like trying to show my professionalism. You see her looking all good, holding up the book. But I have to be honest, I am honestly screaming inside because she's just that inspirational. And I'm so excited to have her on the show with me. So I'm going to stop talking for now all about her. I'll let her describe her and her own life. And we'll be having a very fun conversation today. I'll be asking her a couple of questions and we'll also just be having a very good time. So I'm going to bring her in right now so you all can meet Trinity. And so I can meet her too, because I'm very, 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 very excited to meet her. So let me bring her in right now. I'm very excited. And I'm going to have to show you guys her website too, as well. So remind me to do that. I see she is connecting to the audio. Hi, Trinity. Can you hear me?
Okay. Oh, yes, I can hear you now. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, how are you? It's so nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am doing pretty well. The weather here today is I'm just like, oh my gosh. And it's supposed to be like nice out. Yesterday it was 60 degrees. Today it is absolutely thunderstorming and pouring. It's horrible. But other than that,
I'm glad it cleared up. That's what matters. I'm glad it cleared up a little bit.
Yeah, that's what matters. That is most definitely. How was your day today?
It's pretty good. Senior year, kind of just ready for graduation. So, just counting the days down, but it was a good day.
Yeah, I know for a fact because I'm not graduating high school or anything. I'm just graduating from 8th grade. But I know that I am counting down the days to go into another place where I can study.
Yes, that's so exciting.
First off, congratulations on soon graduating, and also congratulations on the release of your book, Jonah, which we are here to talk about today. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you so much. I love your green backdrop. That's really cute.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
What does it say?
It says, do what you love. I don't know if the Zoom is mirroring it, but that is what it said. I'm going to give you.
I can see it. It reads
Okay, I'm gonna give you a little fun fact. I'm actually on my bed. So
okay, even better.
Yeah, it's just like kind of professional background, but also like some nice little comfort. I'm in my little pajama pants right now too, and everything.
As you should.
Oh, I'm so excited to be able to talk here with you today, and also very excited to meet you. As everyone knows, this is our very first time meeting and interacting. And so I'm just excited to get to know you. One of the first things I definitely want to talk to you about is that you are 17 years old and a self published author. How did this entire journey of writing Jonah start in the first place, and just your love for writing in general?
So I'll definitely start with just how my passion for writing kind of developed over the years. I remember being a really young child, a little girl, and I just had these composition notebooks, sometimes loose leaf paper, and I had these Crayola markers, colored pencils. And I was just writing super big, by the way. And I was just writing these stories that I'm sure no one could read. And even though it was illegible stories that no one could read, I think that was me always knowing that I was supposed to be an author. And just as I was growing up, teachers always pointed out, like, hey, something's different about the stories you're able to tell and kind of the angle that you approach it. And so I started to take it a lot more serious during high school. And with that, I was actually in my freshman English class, and we were reading this poem by Robert Frost called The Road Not Taken. And of course, with a poem, there's a lot of imagery going on. And for me, I kind of just envisioned these two separate roads, and the roads were to choose freedom or not to choose freedom. But then I kind of realized that, is it really just those two only options, or is the concept a lot more in depth? And so that's how the idea of Jonah kind of came to be.
Oh my God. Okay. First, I just want to say I love the way that your mind interpreted that. If there is there more than one path, more than just two options to choose from. Like that's something that kind of like gives you goosebumps when you first hear that. Oh, chill.
Yeah.
And I find it also very, very cool about how you just found this inspiration from your freshman English class. And one thing I want to know from you, have you like always liked to read, or is it just writing something that's been a passion of yours?
I would say my bigger passion is definitely on the writing side, but I think in becoming an author, you also have to become an avid reader. And so I've also just as equally have fallen in love with reading and just really anything with literature. And really, if you want to become a better writer, you have to become really a better reader as well. And kind of with the perspective of not just for my personal enjoyment, but what is making this piece enjoyable and how can you incorporate that into your own writing style as well. So.
I totally agree with that. Now, what something that I know, because I like to do screenwriting, which is more so like writing for like film, movies, television, and I love the writing part, but I have to admit,
Yes.
I'm not always the biggest reader. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know if it's my attention span, my patience level. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
those are things that can come into play with that. But I truly agree with you saying that when becoming a better writer, reading is something that is eventually going to have to become a part of your lifestyle to kind of get better and get more inspiration with the craft. So I absolutely love that you said that. And I was just kind of curious. I'm like, I wonder if she really.
Yeah, I think typically people are naturally more fonder of either or, so I think it definitely makes sense. So
Yeah, for sure. And it's so funny. I was just telling everyone watching this before you came in that the way that I actually found out about you and Jonah was through my For You page on TikTok.
exactly. What a crazy world.
No, it's crazy how just like social media can play into that. But I found out about your work. I saw the video with your mom where she was
Okay.
holding the camera, and then afterwards she was just saying, "My daughter sits in at home
Yeah.
all day." Like I love that video. And then I learned more about Jonah, and I was wondering, do you mind telling the audience what Jonah is, what it's about? Because you already gave us the how the idea came about.
Yeah, definitely. And I was wondering which video you saw for my For You on your For You page.
Mhm.
So there's that. But just to give you guys a summary of Jonah, I remember being asked this question before when I first released my book and early in publication, and people would ask me this question. And I would simply say it's the story of a young slave and his journey to freedom. And now I kind of wish I could go back in time and tell these people this much better and refined synopsis you guys are getting here today. Because kind of leaving people with that impression, I felt like didn't do the book justice in the way I wanted. Because yes, this is a story of a slave and his journey to freedom, but I think typically in our society, freedom is portrayed a certain way and really is only kind of in a physical sense. But I really embrace through the book that freedom is a lot more in depth, and it really becomes a concept each person has to define for themselves. And I think that's when the story becomes a lot more relatable and something that we can all connect with. So,
Oh my gosh. Once again, goosebumps and chills.
amazing.
I feel like one thing that I love, and I can just tell how amazingly written the book is by the way that you describe it, and you can like see your love and admiration for what you wrote through when you describe it. I feel like that's something that's so like incredibly beautiful to me, and so I just really wanted to be able to point that out. And I love, and it has me so intrigued to just want to go and read this book because you mentioned that freedom is so much more than just a physical aspect, which is definitely true. It's definitely something that mentally you have to believe that you're free when it comes down to freedom. And I feel like that's something that almost isn't discussed as much. And I feel like that's definitely something that you make sure to touch. And I just want to fully give you praise for that.
Thank you.
That is amazing. When you were writing this book, what were some things that you knew you definitely wanted to highlight, whether or not with the characters or with the aspects of the story? What are some things you knew that you wanted to in-depth focus on?
So one of the things I wanted to focus on, other than portraying freedom differently, was definitely I also wanted it to be relatable for teenagers. I think a lot of the time when people are reading historical fiction, it's kind of like, hey, back in 1992, and then we really just
Yeah.
get and then there's just this disconnect and we kind of get lost in the language, and there really could be this great story happening. So I also made sure that there's friendships, there's betrayal, there's relatable teenager stories that really any teenager around the world could connect with. So just like I said, stories of betrayal, stories of heartbreak and love, and those are also different aspects that I wanted to highlight, and not just letting it be, okay, this is back in 1992. But yeah, kind of telling a historical story, but with a modern day approach. So
Oh, that's awesome because I know, and I can speak for myself when I say historical fiction is definitely awesome, but you're right with the whole back in 1992. Kind of it feels kind of slow paced, and it feels
yeah.
kind of like you mentioned that your book is it's relatable. Sometimes historical fiction can be not relatable to our age group. So I also love how you as a teenager were able to write a historical fiction piece that teenagers could relate to. And as a teenager, you definitely would know what's relatable or not
Yeah.
because you're 17 years old. And that also plays a huge part into your identity, of course, as a person, but also as an author. What is it like for you being a girl in your senior year having a self-published book? Like, what does that look like for you?
Right. So I would say when really considering that, yes, I'm a teen author, I'm also a high school senior, and I'm also really heavily involved both in and outside of school with extracurricular activities. So it can get a little bit crazy
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah. So I think the most important part for me is just finding the balance. And a way that I do this is really with time management and also kind of sticking to a schedule. I'm somebody who has their little calendar app. My week is planned out. Everything's ready to go. That's the only way that this can happen. And I think even with that, and even if we think we're the best planners, of course, sometimes life just happens. But even so, we have to find that time to prioritize doing what we love, even if it's these small pockets of time. It's 5 minutes here. I'm on my lunch break. I'm typing a chapter. It's fine. Just really finding time to prioritize what you love, because you're not going to get this time back. And really, you should be chasing your dreams while you're young and you have your fresh perspective. So,
Oh my gosh. When I tell you, those calendar apps are actually lifesavers.
right.
Like my mind can't hold everything that I feel as if I need to do. And especially with you balancing being just a teenager trying to get her schoolwork done, balancing your extracurriculars and everything in and out of school, and also trying to balance your passion, all of the work that comes with it. I just know that it's a lot for the mind to handle. It's sometimes like, oh my gosh, like looking at it is like, wow. But I'm so glad that you have been able to find a balance. And I know that everything that you just said will be able to help people in the audience that want to find a balance as well with doing lots of things. Because you could be doing the littlest to nothing and know that the calendar app will help you.
Exactly. Exactly.
It truly is a lifesaver. And one thing I actually want to ask you, what are some different things that you're involved in school, like extracurricular wise?
So I actually founded a creative writing club at my school my sophomore year.
Wow,
So
that's
that's yeah, and that's actually carried with me through my senior year. And just recently I actually held interviews and I'm passing the club down. So, you
oh,
know,
passing the torch. Oh,
yeah, kind of nervous, but it's gonna be okay. And just being able to like have that club be continued is definitely something great, and I'm glad that that's able to happen. And I'm also co-captain of my school's varsity dance team, so you know,
wow. Oh my
yeah.
gosh. It's so funny how similar we are because
Are we twinning?
I love to dance and I
I-
love to dance. I had to stop due to COVID, but
yeah,
when I get in high school, that's something that I want to be able to do. And also just with us both loving writing, like I see the connect. We're kind
I
of
mean,
like
right. This was unplanned, guys.
yeah,
Unplanned.
this was not co-planned. This is just a little coinky dink, you know? Like
Exactly.
this is
I encourage you, if your high school has a drill team, join. You need to,
okay.
you will love it.
Okay. That is definitely good to know for sure. Cause I'm like, I just need to take a little mental note. And also, where are you from?
I'm actually from Houston, Texas. So
Oh, okay. Okay. I see you. I see you. See, I'm from Chicago. So, and it's so funny. I've never been to Texas, but I hear,
yeah, I've never actually, I think I've been to Chicago but when I was really, really young. So I
mm,
basically never been.
yeah. So we need to like swap places. I want to go to Texas. You should come to
Exactly.
Chicago. Like we should just do a
Yeah. My
little
uncle actually lives in Chicago. I was supposed to go earlier this year, but then that trip got canceled.
oh,
But
really?
it's okay. Yeah.
It's okay. Don't. We're here for you. We're here.
Exactly.
We're here to stay. We're here to stay. And one thing that I also really want to be able to ask you, because I know my personal perspective of what I know for a fact I'll be able to learn and understand from this book. But from an author's perspective, what do you really hope for the readers to gain from reading your book?
What I hope the readers gain from reading Jonah is really their own true sense of freedom. I think a lot of the time we can have these bigger ideas and these more general concepts, but then we fail ourselves on a personal level when we don't have these mental associations or personal connotations for the terms. And so, really, I hope that Jonah's journey to freedom becomes a footprint for everyone else's journey to freedom, and just kind of being able to walk out, what does this look like practically in my life and how can I apply this, and just making it a concept that's so real that it's almost something they could touch in a physical sense. So.
Oh, I love that. Like once again, I feel like I've said like goosebumps and chills like all the time. It's so fun. My mom is gonna like hilarious. When she was in high school, they had this like little saying, and that's how I feel. It was called like boosh. Oh, that's how I feel right now. Like I feel like chills. And I feel like I know as a reader that when I'm reading a book, I look for what I can gain from the book.
Yeah.
And I feel like freedom is such a widespread topic that can apply to so many different aspects of life, especially for us as teenagers. And even though this is a historical fiction where we're talking about a child who was enslaved and is finding freedom physically, mentally, that also can apply to so many different modern aspects as well, as you mentioned, which I think us as teenagers and just anyone reading whatsoever can be able to take away in their life and say, oh, I can learn from this character about how I can mentally be free as well, regardless of what they're trying to achieve and obtain freedom in. So I absolutely love that. And I know that as a reader, I am definitely going to be like getting my little highlighters, highlighting quotes.
Exactly.
It's like
Yes.
For sure. I absolutely love that. And some things that I know you touched on, what are some ways that you balance your school life, your work life, your passion? But what would you say are some prior difficulties that you have faced, and how have you been able to overcome these difficulties and
Yeah.
become the author teenager you are?
Yes, definitely. So I would say a challenge that I faced during my book writing process was writer's block. And of course, that's exactly what it sounds like, just kind of this mental block whenever you're trying to continue with your story and there's just ideas that are not connecting for you anymore. Or maybe you did have a story outline, but just for some reason, the story's just not writing itself anymore. And so with this, I think in overcoming it, self-motivation became a really big thing. And then also having other people around me as well to motivate me. Because I think a lot of the times we want to be that person to keep pushing ourselves, to keep showing up, but then we can also run ourselves dry. So also having someone to hold you accountable and to motivate you as well. And what that basically looked like for me is even if it was just me showing up, I'm at my desk, I'm outside, wherever I'm stationed for that writing session, saying, even if I write one sentence today or I write a paragraph, that's one more than I had yesterday. And just kind of continuing with that mindset. So, really just overcoming writer's block with that motivation, either from myself or from people around me.
Oh my gosh. And I want to emphasize this, what you said, the people that you surround yourself with are so very important.
Yeah.
And
And I definitely, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut
oh,
you
no, no,
off.
no. I wasn't saying anything else.
Okay. I just wanted to say too, I definitely think that's an author. Sorry, that's a tip that both authors and non-authors can take. And for me, of course, that looked like writer's block, but I think just more so an emphasis on just being able to get past maybe a time where there's just this momentum going and then something happens and it wants to set you back. How do we move past that? And what does that look like? And it sounds a lot easier than it is. So just practically knowing that sometimes it may just be the smallest encouragement or affirmation that you tell yourself or have someone else telling you.
Oh, yes, yes. And I always tell people that are on the show that if it's something that they say, like, we need to get that on a t-shirt. And also, by the way, I saw that there was a Jonah tote giveaway. I saw that too late because I love tote bags, and
you can still enter it. It's today. You're not too late. It's okay.
Okay. That's okay. I'm not.
She's like, I'm about to enter it right now.
Like, let me do that while I still remember, because
oh my goodness,
is so amazing. Like it has like the cover of the Jonah book on it, and let me actually show the picture because I have it up. And I don't know if I was able to show the audience yet. For anyone that may not know, this is what the book looks like. So when you go on Amazon, you go on Barnes & Noble, wherever you are going to purchase the book from, and by the way, all the links are in the description of this Teendom Talk Show episode, know that this is what you are looking for, the amazing book amazing author Trinity Davis has written. So just wanted to show that to everybody. And it's now on a tote bag. And I want
exactly.
like, if it's now on a tote bag, let's believe I'm going to be carrying it all of
I'm like, can I enter my own giveaway? Because I kind of want to keep the tote bag for myself. I'm like, people are going to think it's a little rigged if I win, but it's fine.
You do it from like another alternate account. Who's going to know?
You know, I think that was a great idea.
Yeah. I'm like, who's going to know?
Right.
And you can
Jonah 24.
Exactly. And then it could be like Jonah fan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right.
Oh my gosh, congratulations. Like it would be
exactly.
Like nobody's gonna know. But I also really want to ask you this because you're 17. You have a whole life ahead of you. There's so many different things that are coming up. Once again, you're about to graduate, which is a huge deal. You have this book. What are you hoping for the future, for yourself, for your career? What are some things that you're just looking forward to, or some goals that you know you want to make happen?
Definitely. So I definitely would love to continue with my journey as an author. And really, whenever I have a random person message me and kind of just opening up and saying, this book has impacted me so much, or I love this quote, or this is really moving for me, it definitely just provides me that confirmation that this is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. And
Yes.
then also, I definitely want to make a mark in the business world, either through business administration or management. So, kind of a girl boss,
Yes, right though.
hopefully.
Definitely a girl boss.
And I also, just as far as a personal goal, I kind of touched on maybe a professional goals that I had. I definitely would love to run a nonprofit organization. I'm kind of thinking I wanted to be something related to writing and just helping anyone facing a literary crisis or who's just struggling in that area academically and just giving back to the community. So,
Oh my gosh. I know that that is going to be amazing. I know for anything that you decide to go and venture out and do business wise, personally, I know that you're going to do absolutely fantastic at it. And I also love how you are like something that you want to do is turn your passion in a way to help others. That is so beautiful. And I'm like, let me know the details if that's happening because I want to be able to help in
yes.
shape or form that I can. So please, please, please let me know. And something else that I definitely want to be able to ask you, because I feel like there are just so many things that you are doing. And there's so much that I've learned from you just with this one conversation. There's so much that the audience can learn from you as well. What are some advice and tips that you may have for people that want to venture out, especially young people that want to venture out and pursue their craft, people that may want to be authors, people that may not want to? What is some pieces of advice or some little tidbits that you have for them?
Yeah, so my first advice, I'll just address kind of the more general public, maybe people who you don't want to have a writing career. It's totally fine. I would say piece of advice I would love to give and have kind of embodied through publishing my book at such a young age is not letting your age be a limitation. I think a lot of the time, young people can kind of feel like I have to be at a certain point in my life, or I have to live longer to have a certain perspective, have certain resources, have certain connections. And I just kind of want to dismiss that mindset and just really encourage them that we can do this right where we are and with the resources that we have now. And that's not to kind of give the false impression that, okay, 100% of your dream is going to happen while you're young. But I definitely think that you can take at least one step towards your goal. And that's going to be one step further than you were. So, really, just getting past the mindset that our age has to limit us. And instead, I honestly feel like it gives us an advantage because people love to see young people out in the community and pursuing their dreams. And really, for you to be encouraged by where you are and being young. And I think when it comes to people who, oh, I'm sorry, were you going to say something?
Oh, no, no, no. I'm like
Okay.
proud of what you're saying. Like,
Okay. I think for people who are interested in pursuing a career as an author, and maybe potentially people who want to do that at a young age, like myself, is kind of coming with the right expectations. Of course, you anticipate having to spend time writing and to come up with all these literary pieces and ideas, but also kind of having the expectation that it's not just becoming an author. You also become a content creator, like me on TikTok, that's in my book. You also become basically the one promoting your book as well, especially if you take the route of self-publishing and just kind of expecting that, because if you don't expect that, you may be overwhelmed and say, hey, I only signed up for the writing part. What's all this other stuff?
yeah.
And next thing you know, you're on TikTok dancing with your book. So,
You never know what the future holds.
right. So, and then also kind of just understanding that you also need to be able to network and to connect with other people. And yes, some opportunities are going to present themselves, but other than that, you're going to be the one researching and reaching out to companies or different organizations to work with. And so just expecting that it's not just being an author, but also so many other tasks as well.
Oh my gosh. I can post like every single thing that you have just said. That is some amazing advice right there. For everybody listening, I hope that you caught on to that, especially the part where, yes, that you have that one passion. Let's say that it's randomly just like fashion design. You can definitely do the fashion part. Of course, that's what you love. But if you want to design for people, you're going to have to network. You're going to have to be able to get that confidence to go up and show your clothes on TikTok and Instagram. You're going to have to get that. And I just love also, like, you're a perfect example that your writing is your main passion, but you're going to have to do some different things to be able to help it go to the place that you may want it to go.
Definitely.
Most definitely. So I want to once again applaud you for every single thing that you are doing. You are such an amazing person. I love talking to you. Like, you're just so.
I'm hoping that we get to, have a conversation in person one day.
Yes,
I know. Yes.
hopefully, because I'm like, you have like such good energy. Like, I can tell, like, we have
Yes,
similar
girl.
like them, like, it's just kind of there. So
Yes.
So I just want to say again, I am so proud of you and everything that you are doing. So proud of, once again, the release of Jonah, which is available for order and purchase now. Where can people purchase your book?
So right now my book is available through 3 different platforms. The first one is going to be Amazon and also Barnes and Noble's online if you wanted to do paperback. If you are someone who's more interested in ebooks, you want to read it on your phone, have a little family road trip, then you could definitely also do the Kindle version that's on Amazon, or you can get on Apple Books. So, definitely encourage you guys to get the book or recommend it to a friend who loves to read. So, yeah.
There are so many different ways to read this book. I know that I am definitely gonna probably do the Apple Books version.
Okay.
I'm a person where I get like the random urge to read at like 2 in the morning, especially if
Exactly.
and so I'll be on there like,
yes, why?
like, I'm probably gonna be immersed, like read it from like 2 to 7 in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
Just want to let you know right now, I will be sending over my review. And everyone, make sure to purchase all of the places where she just said that you will have the ability to order the book. It are in the description of this Teendom Talk Show episode. So please make sure to check it out. All of your social medias are in the description as well. Would you like to share those out loud for everyone as well?
Yeah, definitely. So on my Instagram name and also TikTok will be the same. It's going to be at author Trinity Davis. Just to repeat it again, it will be at author Trinity Davis. If you forget, it's just author and then my name. So not too much creativity with that. Pretty simple. The creativity is in the book,
Yes, exactly. It makes it simple, easy, and awesome for everyone.
Exactly.
So please make sure to do so. She has amazing content. I am telling you, those TikToks, they make me laugh. They make me laugh. Like, for instance, it has nothing to do with this dance. To go buy my book. Like, that is actually go buy the book.
Marketing 101.
Exactly. And you can
no correlation.
No correlation whatsoever, but it perfectly works, and it made me want to buy the book.
Exactly.
Vibes and the energy from the author definitely correlate with the book, and that is
consumer psychology. You
should teach a class. Like,
I don't even know if these strategies are actually real, but it's working for me.
Like, firsthand example. Thank you so much, Trinity, for coming on Teendom Talk Show with me tonight. It has been so much fun, and I just loved talking to you. Definitely, we will be talking soon, and I'm so excited for you again with your book, Jonah.
Yes, I'm super excited that we had this opportunity to connect, and I got to talk a little about my book and like to connect and give you guys some tips as well. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone. Once again, make sure to buy Jonah. Make sure to check out author Trinity Davis. Very simple username. Make sure to go check her out on platforms. And thank you so much again. Have a great rest of your day.
Yes. Alrighty. Bye, guys. Hope you have a great day.
Bye. Thank you. Guys! Oh my gosh, Trinity is actually amazing. Our energies definitely connect and match, and make sure to once again buy her book, Jonah. We talked a lot about it, the process. Once again, I just have to point this out. Once again, 17 years old, self-published author, and the book is amazing. My mind is absolutely blown, and being able to talk to her for this first time and just being able to learn more about her was such a cool experience for me. And I also just really quickly want to show you all her website in case there is another place that you want to check her out, which is also in the description of this Teendom Talk Show episode. You can see her book, Jonah. You can see the description. You can see the links of where to buy it. And you also can learn about different author events that are occurring. When she just recently had a book signing, which was really cool. I got to see some of the little pics from Instagram and it turned out so well. And you also can learn more about her as well. So make sure to go and check out her website. And it is in the description of this Teendom Talk Show episode. And with that, that is the end of today's episode. I am so glad that we got to have Trinity on and talk all about the book. And also, once again, I just want to wish you all a very happy Earth Day. Make sure to celebrate the Earth at all times. I am going to go change out of this shirt, a little bit itchy, have my PJs on, and I am about to binge watch A Different World and order Jonah. So make sure to go and do that, everybody. Have a great rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend, and we will see you back here, same time, same place next week. Make sure to subscribe, like, hit post notifications, share, comment, do all of that jazz to officially become a part of the Teendom. And I will see y'all later. Bye.